Like I said, he wasn't in charge of his own business. So, to say that Mr. Jackson employed him directly, I don't think that was the case.
So that would speak very well to AEG's case, because they say they weren't the guys who had hired Conrad Murray, or it doesn't speak to his case, sorry. But one of the things that AEG does say is that Michael Jackson was so affected by all of the civil trials he went through in the pedophile allegations that he was a wreck, and that he was drug-addled, and that he was an insomniac who needed treatment, and that he was responsible for his own death because of going through all of that. You saw him as well. What was he like in the house, day to day? What were his nights like?
Well, definitely, there was a situation that was going on, but I think that the fact that when you're in the care of a doctor and the doctor's taking care of you, and at the end of the day, who's paying the doctor, which from what I've learned is that it was AEG. So once the doctor signed the contract of being that doctor, he's in full responsibility.
So what about the nights, though? Is what AEG says true about just the notion that this was an insomniac? I mean, did you see him up late at night, middle of the night, wandering the house, doing those kinds of things?
He did have his times when he would be up at night, but you also got to understand that, it can get kind of boring just being in a house all the time or being inside of a hotel. So I think being up at any time, at any hour of the day is irrelevant. It's not necessarily something important to look at. I mean, he did live in kind of a closed world, so him being up at 4 in the morning and singing or practicing, that's not uncommon.
What about his life with his kids? What kind of dad was he? What did you sort of see as his day-to-day? I mean, I get up and I'm in my jammies all day long, making breakfast for the kids. Was he the same? Did he do different things? Did he do things the way most parents do?
He did above and beyond. He was very huge on their education, always quizzed them. If we went to go see IMAX videos and things like that, he would always quiz the kids. I remember being in Virginia, and we had our food catered to us, and he didn't want the breakfast catered to the house because of the fact that he wanted to make the children breakfast every single morning. So, you're talking about a guy who's very hands-on with 3 children.
You liked him, right, as your boss?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you must be watching this case very closely, Mike.
Yeah. Still even having the conversations of him passing is just, it's incredible, to see what this guy was doing for the world and how he felt for his fans and things like that. It's, it's a shame, it's a shame that somebody like that is not with us anymore.
Well, hopefully you and I'll have a, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, he treated us with the utmost respect, and, for us, that was very, pleasant to see because, like I said, we weren't getting paid and things like that. So he was very hands-on, and, he would make the calls, for us to get paid. So with him treating us and asking us about our families and very personable with us, we appreciated that.
Well, I hope we talk again, certainly as the case continues. They're just in jury selection now, but there's probably a lot of testimony that's going to come out. So, Mike, thank you. Thanks for being with us today. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Ms. Banfield.
And also, you can we encourage you to watch the Michael Jackson Final Days documentary. This is an Anderson Cooper special report. It's coming Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern on CNN. Back right after this.
Suddenly, she does something unexpected, and you see the woman you fell in love with. She's everything to you. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex.